You are now entering Now Chat.
What is up, everybody? Dylan here, back with episode 3 now. We got some new people joining us today, but we're going to go around and introduce everybody that's new to the channel.
We're not going to go around.
It's interesting because I'm not new to the
Yeah.
channel. Anyways, so I'm Caleb. List name is Cameron, but my name is Caleb. Yeah.
Okay.
Cameron here. I'm Caleb, but I'm also Cameron.
Eric here. I'm new. Name Eric. Actual
Yeah,
name
so
Eric.
Eric, real quick before we move on.
Yes.
The question you have to answer is what mythical creature or like live thing would you ride into battle?
Mythical or live? That
Or like real or mythical?
real or mythical?
So Eric, just to make sure you know, you can't ride dead things that exist in a battle.
No.
Like you can't
I
ride
already,
Abe
I already
Lincoln.
said Buzz Lightyear. I said Buzz Lightyear.
Like you can't ride Abe Lincoln because
Zombies.
he's dead. But like you could
Zombies
ride.
are undead.
Yeah, you could ride zombies.
Yeah, you can ride
That
No, I
works.
wouldn't want to.
They'd eat you,
I would
but-
do. Is it trained or is it just like untrained?
What you would
It
ride
doesn't
into battle?
matter.
I said Buzz
Okay.
Lightyear.
I would say trained.
I said Ronaldo.
If-
So
if you're riding, it's trained.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Okay.
I said Gerald
Okay.
Olivia.
You said
I
what?
said Cameron.
Riding Ronaldo.
I'm gonna say probably like I'd ride with like Santa on his sleigh.
Ooh.
Because no one's gonna
Ooh.
attack him because he's Santa, and I can drop presents and make peace, but then put some bombs in some presents.
You're
Fair
such
enough.
a passive.
Oh, fair enough. All right.
Yeah.
Who's next? After Eric.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, James. Hi, I'm James.
Okay.
I'm like reverse Caleb.
That's funny. I get it because of the picture.
Yeah, picture.
I like
Um,
that.
Took
But
you a
yeah,
while to come up with that.
Yeah, the profile picture that nobody listening to the audio version can see. Great gag, everybody. It was real hilarious. I'm sure people are
That's
laughing
why I was
their
gonna keep on
asses off
going.
right
I
now.
wasn't gonna I was just gonna keep going.
I'm Tyler, and I'm over it, man. I'm over it.
You're not next.
Yeah, he
Yes,
was.
he is.
Yes, I
Yes, he
am.
is.
James, do you not know the
Wow.
alphabet?
Anyway, here we go,
Jeremiah,
ladies
be
and
next.
gentlemen. We have a special guest with us for our topic for the day. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jeremiah, and I am currently foaming at the mouth that someone went ahead and introduced me. Thank you, James.
Today we're going to talk about, I think we mentioned it last episode, and we're saving it for today, about conspiracy theories that we have thought of or have our own conspiracy theory. And I think some of them are pretty interesting.
Dylan
I've
Snow
heard
isn't
some
real.
stuff. Nope, I am not real. Anyway, I think that it's going to be quite interesting hearing these theories. So who would like to go first with their conspiracy theory?
I would like to go ahead with one. We know last week Dylan claimed that this girl that he talked about at the bar. If you haven't heard the story, please go visit our episode 2. He claimed she didn't vomit in his mouth. Now I don't believe this. I'm
What is
pretty
this
sure
crap?
that she did vomit in his mouth. So
Oh my
Dylan,
God.
I'd like you to explain yourself. Did or did she not vomit in your mouth?
Alright, so here's the thing. She did vomit, right? I did
knew
say
it.
she vomit. But she didn't vomit over the balcony, or I think like I said, she didn't do that. She did vomit towards my direction. It
cap.
was actually right after we kissed. And
Dylan
was
made her
like-
vomit.
she was
Bro.
like, I don't feel very good. I'm like, oh, you should go to the bathroom. And then before that, she just right on my
She
right
tasted
on my
your
pants.
lips and died.
Was it? Well, yeah. Was
Probably.
it because of the kiss that she threw
No,
up?
no, she just drank too much.
Definitely.
Oh, okay.
No,
Yeah,
Eric,
yeah.
it's
I just
because
wanna
of the kiss.
know-
Okay.
Yeah,
alright.
for sure. 100%.
I just want to know,
Okay.
if anyone kisses Dylan and doesn't immediately vomit, then there is something psychologically wrong with them.
Yeah, so we're gonna talk about UFOs and aliens first, just to see how people think. Yes or no? Do you believe in them, Jeremiah? What do you say?
Personally, I'm on the fence, and I actually have an interesting proposal I'll get to in a bit. But for now, let's just say either aliens exist or advanced technology does.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
All right.
I'm
How
How
about
much
gonna-
James?
technology, like an iPod? It's pretty advanced, bro. Like if you go 100
Yeah,
years ago,
that
it's
is,
still still an
yeah,
iPod.
it's-
Okay,
but
listen,
like,
I
no.
believe in aliens, but I don't believe in iPods. That's
Okay.
true.
Whoa.
Okay,
Cameron.
what about the iPod Touch?
No, Nano.
Oh,
Nano.
That's real.
I pooed Nanu. Anyway, I
don't know about
I
you
know.
guys. I'm a shuffle kind of guy. I like the screenless technology.
Anyway, James, what do you think? Yes or no? Do you believe in aliens and UFOs?
Yeah, so I think aliens could exist, but I don't think they have like the same intelligence is the wrong word, because they might be more intelligence. They wouldn't have the same sense of being that humans have. I think they'd be very different than humans, more like an animal. I think they'd be more like a very smart animal than actually like another
Sentient?
race. Yeah, than sentient. I don't think they'd be sentient. If they don't exist, which is highly probable, then yes, I agree with Jeremiah. I think there's some crazy technology that's being hidden from us.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. I say that there is probably other life forms out there in the galaxies, because there's obviously multiple galaxies out there that we have discovered yet not yet explored. But I think that somewhere out there probably is people, probably like us, just living their lives differently than how we do. And I just think that, who knows, maybe they might be more intelligent, or maybe they might be less intelligent. You know, like maybe there's another galaxy out there where they're actually living in olden times and working their way up to future. You know what I mean? Like they are still working on their future up to where we are now. Or there might be other galaxies out there that are far ahead of us in future technology and stuff, and already have flying cars and everything like that.
I feel like we really need to like, it's a weird trying to decide whether we've already discovered aliens and the government's just keeping it from us. Like that's where I run into like problems, is like I can't decide whether aliens exist and like that's just an actual thing, and we just it's been like covered up multiple times, like in X-Files. It happens all the time. I don't know, but that's a TV show, obviously. But...
I think that aliens could exist. I doubt it, but I think they could exist. But I think that if they do, it's unlikely that they've ever visited Earth. As far as like weird phenomenon, I absolutely would believe that the government has much more advanced technology than we know about. Like that's totally a government thing to do. Is have this super advanced technology and just, you know.
And I bet a lot of like the stuff we see in Arizona, like, cause you know how like stuff has come out in Arizona where it's like, oh, there's flying saucers in the sky. A lot of that is probably just advanced technology that the government's just not telling us
It's also
about.
probably satellites too. You know, like at night when I look up in the sky, I don't know if any of you guys see it or if anybody else has seen it, but there's literally like, what is it called? These little tiny white dots that moving across the sky. And
Shooting stars?
No, they're moving. No, they don't shoot across the sky. They literally glide across the sky.
Airplane.
No, they're so high up. They're so high up that they're little white dots.
Like
They could be
30,000
I'm
feet up?
thinking they're satellites
Those could be
too.
airplanes.
But no, they're not like the typical airplane look. They're literally like a star dot.
What do you mean?
that
Oh, look, it's
moving
a
across
dot.
the sky. But no, it's a little star dot. It's the size of a star, and it's moving across the sky. I think I pointed one out to Caleb a couple times. But they're really like, I don't know. I think they're pretty cool. I still don't know what they are. Like Tyler said, there probably are satellites, but there's one point where there was one of them that was literally zigzagging across the sky. So that really kind of freaked me out.
Results pending on Dylan's psychological.
Yeah, Dylan, I think it's
evaluation.
I think he's
Yeah, okay. Well, next time we hang out and we look
can.
up, I'll show it to you. So
We can go ahead and put some more concrete information on the table here instead of mere speculation with the first theory. Conspiracy theory. Please, ladies and gentlemen, put on your tinfoil hats and please keep all arms and legs inside the nuclear bunkers at all costs. The first alien UFO theory actually comes to us from recent years. The US government has recorded some very interesting videos that ended up getting leaked from crewmates that decided they'd rather the whole world have this information. Are any of you presently aware of what I'm referring to?
yes.
I think something happened.
The Among Us scenario.
What?
So the US Navy has conducted multiple tests, and ultimately recorded some intriguing information, mainly from the jet flyers themselves, with direct visual confirmation, not just recordings, although the recordings show the most definitive proof, if you believe it. However, the US Congress came out not too long ago after a prolonged investigation and in fact confirmed that these videos were fully legitimate US recordings and were in fact confidential information. After their investigation, they labeled most things as either military projects that cannot be discussed or simply phenomena they couldn't explain in one form or another, but definitively concluded that nothing was extraterrestrial in origin. But this begs a very intriguing question. With all of the accounts, some much more believable than others, about different alien encounters, UFO sightings, and the like, from the Battle of Los Angeles even up to the recordings I'm referring to, what is the truth? Extraterrestrial origin is certainly an interesting topic to consider, but most likely not.
Number
But what-
15, Burger King foot lettuce.
Are we on
The
Watch
last thing you
Mojo?
want
What is
on your
happening?
Burger King burger is somebody's foot fungus.
Hold on,
As it turns out,
Jeremiah,
that may be what you get.
I have an idea.
love the
So-
way you tell stories.
Yeah,
it's so-
Jeremiah
okay.
is like,
Actually, though, I'm literally sitting here and I'm like, I swear I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch Mojo.
I know,
Yeah,
I know.
I thought
Like,
so
it's
too, yeah.
very engaging.
I thought for a second that I was listening to a podcast, not in one, and I was enjoying the whole thing. I was just sitting here
so
like,
Jeremiah, can I add
interesting.
something to what you're saying?
Yes, you may.
So what you're saying is that the Navy caught some type of flying
Wait.
object, right?
I was gonna ask, is
Yes.
Some
that
type of
real?
thing.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
it is
real.
very
I
real.
know what he's
Oh
saying.
Yes.
my gosh.
So here's the thing. It's called a UFO for a reason, right? UFO does not have to strictly mean alien-like things. It's just
Unidentified.
it's an unidentified flying object. Yes, so that's what it is.
Object.
It's not a spaceship. It's not an alien ship or anything like that. It's just a UFO, an unidentified flying object that we don't know what it is. That could be military, and it could be some projects that they're working on, or it could be indeed alien stuff that they're trying to keep from us.
So yes, these have been recorded by the government. They have not technically officially been taken down, but they have been claimed as official evidence. But here's the very interesting part about these recordings that I'm talking about. They went years being not just ignored, but actively denied by the government for being official in any capacity. Multiple times, in multiple different statements, this was the case. It wasn't until literally just a couple months ago, I believe the investigation and official statement concluded early this year. Or actually, no. Allow me to correct myself. That was just in June or July, if I'm remembering correctly, that the government now claimed them as real. I believe that this is a result to rather overwhelming evidence of their legitimacy, but also public clamoring for the truth. One way or another, though, isn't it fascinating? Here's these videos of incredible technology going all the way back to 2004, only now being claimed as authentic.
That's insane. I do have a quick question because what were these recordings of? Like, you say this insane technology, but I'm still like curious as to what they were, and to go just a little bit beyond. Like, are those videos something that we could access right now and each take a look at real quick to like really understand what you're talking about?
This man has a video of an iPhone 11.
Yeah, in the chat, I'll go ahead and post the document in question that contains most of the
You
videos
really
I'm
have it
referring
ready?
to.
Is that- no way.
Yes, I do.
Wow.
My theory regarding the technology is that the government just doesn't want to admit that that is technology that they know about or in possession of or that even exists.
I'm in full
Oh,
agreement
yeah.
there.
They would not want the public to be aware that that technology exists in any capacity, whether they have the technology or a rival country has the technology, like China or Russia. They just want to keep that under wraps. So I think the only reason they're admitting now is because of, like you said, Jeremiah, the public pressure, and then also like it was 2004. So with how much technology has advanced since 2004, think how much technology already that far ahead in 2004 has advanced since then, if that makes
Absolutely.
sense. So they're like, okay, like that the technology we see, it probably isn't even a big deal
At this point, it's
In-
harmless.
compared to what they probably have.
To tack onto that a little bit more, I think it's less about not wanting the public to know, and I think it's more about not wanting rival countries to know. But
That's fair enough. That's fair enough.
Wow,
But
that's
to-
pretty crazy, yeah.
To answer
I don't
Cameron's
know.
question directly, though, yes. So, the videos in these documents that I sent here, to quickly and briefly explain what is actually seen and talked about
Yeah.
by the pilots themselves. So, the first point of evidence, the one that is from 2004, there is seemingly a tic-tac shaped capsule. I'm quoting things directly here, that was seen moving in incredible ways, going from ridiculous speeds to spontaneously shifting direction without so much as a break in their speed. Of course, as we have technology now, that would almost certainly result in the severe, if not fatal, death to those within. But the fact that this is able to spontaneously shift directions without losing speed is incredible. But that's not the most insane part. The capsule was then observed almost as if it submerged underwater and then proceeded to go beyond our atmosphere in a matter of seconds. Not minutes, not hours, but moments. It ascended from sea level into the upper atmosphere, outside of visual and radar range. This was the one from 2004, but a later one was sighted in 2007. I wanted to make sure I had my information correct there. Spotted in 2007 was a somewhat similar, albeit different encounter. There were multiple markers, several UAPs seemingly flying in formation. After a U.S. radar ship had gotten closer to try to track what it was, concerned that it could be a threat, these signs disappeared, only to reappear after the radar ship left the area. They seemed acutely aware of its presence. Around the same time, it was a different ship and different jets, but nonetheless around the same time and the same coast, there was a circumstance where two jet flyers almost ran into something, or perhaps
I've
it's
seen that video.
yes,
Yeah, I know what
perhaps
you're
more
talking
indeed, perhaps more accurate to say the thing almost ran into them. It was a small object. They described it as a translucent cube
It's a
with
bird.
no with no noticeable
I'm
form
pretty
of
sure it's
propulsion.
Superman.
Probably.
So,
These aren't real.
just to give my input, I just watched those videos and my mind was just blown.
Yeah, I've
no,
seen
absolutely.
those videos too. I know I've seen
I-
those. And
I
Yeah,
will-
if you guys get a chance, join our Discord and you can watch the videos yourself.
I'll actually
If I
be putting
download
all
it-
the links into all of our podcasts and stuff, and into the YouTube video. I'll actually put the actual videos. So if you're watching on YouTube, these will be in the videos. Eric, go ahead.
You downloaded it and didn't get a virus, right?
Yeah, no, it's off of an official. It's off of an official military document library, actually.
Yeah, I just don't
Jeremiah,
want, like,
very
the
nice, by
frickin'-
the way. Nice sources.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't want like the CIA or some
I'm about
weird
to-
people showing up at my door like, "Yo, what do you got with this info here?" And it's like, I don't know.
I'm about to plug Wikipedia.
It's like we're just a podcast. I don't know what you're talking about.
But yeah, those are insane, and it's crazy that they just kind of released those videos to the public.
Well,
not expecting that.
How long ago have they released like what was the time date that they released those videos?
Well, the original posting by people that probably got pretty. Anyways, the original posting was 2004 and 2007, but the official posting and release of these documents was just earlier this year.
See, that's what I'm saying. I think you're right by saying that these videos at the time were probably something big, but now with the technology and stuff advancing in the this decade now and everything, it's probably changed. So that's why they're posting it saying, "Oh, this is no big deal now. Don't worry about it."
I know it was, I guess, kind of implied, but drones and the advancement in drones are getting fairly powerful, and I could see this being like an early advance. You know, like what I'm trying to say. Super advanced drone. Because you're right in saying that if something were to change direction that quickly and keep the same speed, whoever's inside would be absolutely annihilated, unless it's a different creature or it's a drone.
Absolutely.
Yeah, their genetic makeup would have to be like insanely different, because that change in direction, like a unmanned drone, we've seen it. Like some of those unmanned drones do some insane like vertical and like maneuvers, and they're able to just do it very fast. And so I think it's definitely possible in 2004, maybe, but
drones even
it couldn't be manned. There's no way it's manned.
The question is...
I don't think there could be even an alien in there. Like, I don't think there's any way a living creature could survive the G-forces.
But were drones even a thing back in that time? Like the way that we have them now?
Not the way that we have them now, not in the way that we have public access to them now.
You know, when you go
but
to
I wouldn't be surprised if the technology existed back then, because they were developing it in secret.
When you go to Best Buy to buy a drone, like, it's not that kind of drone we're talking about.
Yeah, you could not do that in 2004 or even in 2007. And the public access to drones is not... Even now, the public access to drones is nothing close to what you see in those videos. They can't go nearly that fast, turn nearly as sharply, or I didn't end up getting the chance to watch the one where it appeared to go underwater, if that was in a video. I may have been misunderstanding Jeremiah when he said that. But drones today can't do that. Like, drones today can't go underwater and resurface like that. So it would either be some sort of alien technology, or more likely, at least in my opinion than not, is that the government definitely had this kind of technology for like 20 years and they just didn't decide to say it was real until this year.
Welcome to the segment in the podcast where we do Cameron's Toilet Talk.
Today's subject.
Cameron leaves.
Hey, what is this?
Well,
Cameron leaves to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, I know.
So we have Cameron's Toilet Talk without Cameron. So
Yeah.
today's subject is conspiracy. What does Cameron actually do in the bathroom? All right, because there are times when he's gone for like 20 minutes.
I have the answer.
I've seen him in a public urinal before, just sitting on the Instagram, bro.
Yes, I think he's like
looked inside.
No. Like, I walked up behind him and saw him on his phone. Oh, that sounds weird.
That was
So
pretty weird.
we have a pre-standing theory that in the popular MOBA game League of Legends, Cameron is actually a master player. So what I think is, in his toilet times, he's just going in and hardcore practicing.
Oh my god.
Using the mobile game as practice?
Yeah.
Oh no. His computer's in there.
Oh.
That's just an extra computer.
I bet he's got a secret laptop he uses.
Oh yeah, I could see.
But if we were to be more realistic of what Cameron does in the bathroom, he'd probably swiping on Tinder right now.
Okay. I was like, where are you going with this?
Unfortunately, Dylan, we do not need to discuss all the details of using the bathroom.
Do you feel like aliens have a Tinder for like spaceships? Like they're like scrolling for different UFOs they want or don't want? They're just like,
oh my god.
Ooh, this one looks pretty nice. I'm gonna swipe
UFO
right.
Craigslist?
That'd be pretty funny. Anyway, so
Yeah.
going off the topic now of aliens, because I feel like that we kind of covered a lot of cool stuff. Plus, with the freaking evidence that was given there, what would you guys actually think if you found out that aliens were real and the government was just lying to everybody about all this stuff?
I mean, the lying about the
I
government.
would-
The government.
Oh,
lying
the
whole
government's
thing wouldn't
lying.
surprise me at all. Like, yeah, no, that's just like, yeah, they are.
Okay,
Yeah.
so if the
Yeah.
government
Aliens-
came online, if a government came on its camera and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, aliens do exist. We've been hiding it from you this whole time," what would
I
you guys
probably
think?
wouldn't believe them.
Yeah,
Okay.
knowing the government, I would say that they're probably trying something. But if,
Trying to
if
cause
it were-
a panic of some kind.
yeah, they're trying to cause a panic of some kind. However, if it came out not from the government, but if it came out just like as, oh, aliens exist, the government's hiding it from you. Here's like proof that you can't deny. Like here is a live alien body, and they're like showing it to the public in the middle of times, like something undeniable. Like this
Fair
is
enough,
real. This is like, I obviously you'd have to believe them.
And
And
there comes a point where you got to know if that is real or not, though.
well, yeah. I would say, like, if aliens are real and it comes out that aliens are real, one of two things is going to happen. One, they have the technology to get to us and we don't have the technology to get to them. We're fucked. Like, no question about it.
Fair
We
enough.
don't have the technology to go to them. They can come to us. We are, from here on
Yeah,
out, subjugated.
And then you got to worry about
The-
alien rights people coming up.
The way I've heard it explained, I think it was like Stephen
That was
Hawking. He was like,
weirdly racist.
It's an alien.
Dylan's a humanist?
racist. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm talking about aliens, not human beings. So there you go. Aliens are like Martian-looking people, while human beings are.
Oh my
Martians.
god, I can't, dude. I literally can't.
Dude,
Yeah.
Dylan sounds like a space racist right now.
okay. Okay, this is just kind of about the point of like aliens being like more advanced than us. It was like Stephen Hawking. I don't know exactly. Don't quote me on it, but it was like when we build a building, we don't think about the ants that we're gonna kill, and so it's like if aliens are gonna build something intergalactically, they're not gonna think about us, and we're just gonna die instantly.
Oh, for sure.
Oh,
Wow.
100%.
Wow.
That's
If-
actually
if-
really interesting.
From the alien perspective, if you believe that.
So they
way
just
of
think that
thinking,
we're
I
ants
guess.
and that we're just
Like not
Yeah.
even think that we're ants, just not even realize that we exist. Like not even
even
take us
consider
into
us.
consideration.
That's
That's
crazy.
one.
I
That's
don't
one way
know
to think
about
about
that.
it.
Well, this is when
Wow.
you start getting
I
into
don't
like,
know about that.
is when you start getting to, like Type 1 civilizations. Then the whole
Mhm.
idea is like Type 1 civilizations might make like a zoo, and we'll just be another creature to them. They're so advanced that they have the mindset that anything else is just underneath them.
I think that we can move on to something else, like because I
What
got
about
one. I got
the
one.
type. Okay, all right, that's fine.
So mine is actually pretty quick, and then after that, James, you could go.
All right, go for it.
Because what mine is, so everybody has a phone, right? Everybody has Snapchat on their phone. Majority of you.
No.
Yeah.
No.
All right. So
Actually,
can
yes,
you
I
open
do.
up your phone to go to
Yeah.
Snapchat?
All right, now.
Right now,
Just
right
do
now?
It. Just do it.
All right.
Yeah, right now, because everybody
Right now.
everybody listening can do this too. If you have Snapchat, go to Snapchat.
All right.
Okay. Go to the map. Go to Snap Map.
Uh-huh.
All right. Zoom all the way out.
Okay.
All right. So you're all the way out. Now go to California section where you until you see San Diego. Okay.
Zoom in
all
until
the
we
way
see
out.
All Diego.
Yeah, it's right by Angels versus Padres game.
Oh
Once
yeah,
you
yeah,
see
yeah.
that in San Diego. Just
Oh,
stay
yeah,
there
San
until you
Diego.
see that.
All right.
So do you see the Angels versus Padre game, right?
yeah.
Hold on.
Now do you see next to it the little thing called Corando or Corando? I don't know how to pronounce it properly. but-
Oro,
Yeah,
not
the, like,
it looks
the
like
island-
Colorado without an L.
the
Yeah, it looks like Colorado without the L. Do you guys see that there?
Colorado. No, but yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Okay. Now zoom in a little bit past that. You see this like long strip of road, but then you see the first thing sticking out of it by 75.
It's the Naval Amphibious Base.
Yeah. Zoom in till you see Naval Amphibious Base. Okay.
Yeah.
Now you see Peak Psychic Gym
Zoom
on the
in.
naval base.
Peak
And
physique
then when you-
gym.
Yes.
Peak
So
Physique
zoom
Gym.
in until you see Subway, and what does that look like to you?
Subway.
Where the
Hold on.
frick is Subway?
Oh my god.
You see it, right? You see it,
Oh
Cam?
my god.
You
Hold
see
on,
that,
can
right,
you take
Cam?
It's a
screenshot
swastika.
of it and send it?
Yeah, send a screenshot.
Yeah, send it.
I will
okay,
send a
hold on, hold on.
screenshot to chat.
Yes. So
I
when you
can-
zoom in
there
to the naval base, okay, the naval amphibious base, you're gonna see Peaks Physique Gym. You're gonna zoom in on that and see Subway, and you're gonna see.
Yo,
Where?
I took a screenshot and my phone bugged out. It won't turn on.
You're joking.
Wait,
I'm not even
what?
kidding with you right now.
You're
I took a screenshot and my
joking, dude.
phone just
Wait,
bugged out and
let
won't
me
turn
try,
on.
let me
Of that thing, right? Of that thing, right?
Yeah, no, like my phone's at
Oh my
81%.
God.
It just flashed on for half a second. It's not turning on.
Oh.
Okay, it just turned on. Dude, that's whack. It starts
Right?
bugging
I
out
see-
right. Dude, conspiracy theory for sure.
I see
Right?
Subway. I don't see the swastika, but I might be looking
Dude,
at the wrong.
it's literally
Subway.
Subway.
There might be two Subways on the. It's
There
like
might be
the-
two
No, no,
subways.
You gotta find the Peaks Physique Gym.
Okay,
It's
how
on
the
that naval
frick
base.
do I find that?
It's on that naval base. When
I
you're
sent a
by.
screenshot to our stream chat, by the way.
Okay, good.
Oh my
Also-
goodness, I see.
Yeah, do you see it now? I
Oh,
thought that was crazy.
that is a swastika, all right.
Yeah,
my
isn't
Nazis are hiding in California. Confirmed.
it?
I'm
Okay,
not
wait,
surprised.
hold on. Conspiracy theory about Nazis, real quick.
Okay.
Have any of you
Okay.
watched the show on the History Channel, Hunting Hitler?
No.
I've heard of it.
No.
I
Yeah, I
highly recommend it. I firmly believe that Hitler escaped the bunker and was starting to build a Fourth Reich in Peru.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely. I do not doubt it at all. There's even a photograph
There it
of a
is.
man
Yep,
who
that's
looks
it.
very much like Hitler, but much
Oh
older.
my god, I've seen that photo too. Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And like, yeah, there were for sure Nazis that escaped. Like they found like swastika pins, or was it Chile? It might have been Chile. It was Chile or Peru. It was South America.
Peru, because Chile's on the Pacific side.
Got it. Yeah, but no, there were definitely a number of German soldiers of Nazis that fled to South America. I firmly believe Hitler was one of them. I don't doubt it for a second. But
Wow.
but anyway, that's
that is
just
crazy.
a
No,
theory.
that's crazy. Yeah, no, that is a
A
conspiracy
Nazi
theory.
theory.
The Nazi theory.
So, what is
Cut.
this about the Titanic?
Yeah, James, I
Oh,
am
yeah.
curious.
Yeah, that's an interesting theory. I need to look into that more. But James, go ahead.
I'm glad you asked about the Titanic theory. All right. So there's this theory that the Titanic never actually sank. Okay. Now, I know what you're thinking. Like, yeah, it's definitely at the bottom
No,
of the
go
ocean.
ahead. Go
no,
ahead. Go ahead.
Titanic is not at the bottom of the ocean. It is the Olympia. Okay, Olympic. Sorry. So at the time of the Titanic,
The Olympics are at the bottom of the ocean?
I mean, yeah, last year they were.
Gosh.
Wait, what?
So there were two ships, okay, that were made around the same time, the Titanic and the Olympic, and they looked
I think it's called
identical.
Olympia.
Is it the Olympia?
I think it's
No, the
Olympia is what you meant to
RMS
say.
Olympic. No, it's Olympic.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
And they look identical, almost exactly the same from the outside. The only difference is their windows. On the portholes on the sea deck, the Titanic had 14 evenly spaced portholes. All right, but the Olympic had 16 unevenly spaced portholes. That is the only difference you can see from the outside. Now, there was at one
Crazy
point in
already.
time where the Titanic left and came back, and you could see that the portholes were wrong. The portholes were 16 unevenly spaced. Now, here's why I think this actually might be legit. The reason why they did this was a fraud. It was for what's the word I'm looking for?
Insurance fraud.
Insurance fraud. Thank you. It's for insurance fraud. On one of the voyages, the Olympic had some major damage done to it, and when it came back, in order to repair it, it would have cost tons and tons and tons of money. In addition to that, they already had to put money into getting the Titanic to leave port, and so it was going to be delayed from March 20th to April 10th, already as it is. So they didn't want to pay the bills of repairing the Olympic, and they didn't want to pay the bills of getting the Titanic to go at the same time. By the way, the name of the company is White Star Line, if you didn't know that. White Star Line was the name of the company that owned both of them. The whole idea is that when the Olympic came back, they thought, okay, we're going to have to switch it out, and we're going to send the Olympic out instead of the Titanic, because they didn't want to pay for it. there's a lot of people, and you see this online a lot of times, where they'll be like, well, so and so didn't go on the ship because they knew. Well, that actually might be legit. It was J.P. Morgan had 7 valuable bronze statues removed 1 hour before the ship left Southampton. Now, originally, J.P. Morgan spoke publicly and was like, "Yes, I am 100% definitely going aboard this ship." He was absolutely set on going on the Titanic. And then an hour before it leaves, he had 7 bronze statues removed, all costing an exorbitant amount of money. And then it was, I'm looking at the thing right now. It was another dude, who left. Like, it was kind of the same thing. And so the whole idea is that they switched out the Titanic and the Olympic, to avoid insurance and to avoid having to pay for the repair of the Olympic.
So people still died though on that shit, is what you're saying? Like oh wow, that's crazy.
Yeah,
they
but
just called
they
it the
swapped.
Titanic, and not the
Yeah,
Olympic.
they
Wow.
swapped the ships to commit insurance fraud.
That is no way.
And
That's
so
crazy.
that's
it
wild.
wasn't actually
That
the
is crazy.
Titanic that sank; it was the Olympic, their other ship.
Wow. Well, either way, after 100 years, the pool is still filled at the bottom. Sorry, I had to throw that in there. But that's actually really
The
crazy.
execution of that joke was so poor.
Shut up.
It just
Shut up.
Okay, the execution may have been
I think it was
poor.
still a cool theory though.
Oh yeah, and I just want to say, if I'm ever going to have a pool constructed, I want the same people that made the one for the Olympic. But that aside,
I see what you did there.
In stream chat, I sent a picture of. So it's
The difference?
the photo of the wreck claimed to be the RMS Titanic at the bottom of the ocean, and then what the Olympic looked like, and then what the photograph of the actual Titanic looked like, and you can see the portholes how they're unevenly spaced.
That is
very
nuts.
interesting.
That is
Right?
Wow.
Oh
Right?
wow.
Yeah,
That is nuts.
that's
Okay,
what
really
I mean.
quick though.
considering how. Oh, go ahead.
Hold on. Putting aside the theory itself, who in their right mind would design portholes like that?
Yeah.
The
That was a
unevenly
thing back
spaced
in the
one.
day. I think there was
Yeah.
something-
I don't know, dude.
Someone who believed the ship was unsinkable.
Well,
That's
here's
what I
the
was
other
gonna
thing,
say.
though.
Is that somebody people really believed it was unsinkable, and
But-
it probably.
No, you're right.
Like the
No,
fact
no,
that
no,
it
no, no.
that it sunk was so surprising. Like I think
Well,
that
here's the
lends
thing,
credence to
because-
the conspiracy.
But here's the thing, though. It sunk only because there was short on staff, I found out. I just actually talked about this today. Everything we talk about is literally talked about today. That's crazy. The Titanic, though, was short-staffed at the time, meaning that the guy that was doing the sailing part had to also man the front and the back of the ship. There was 2 rotors that turned the ship, front and back. So since they were short-staffed, that guy had to turn the front, went all the way to the back of the ship, and turn the back as well. So in that amount of time, if you see an iceberg, you literally don't have enough time to get out of the way. Like, you could try, but there's no time at that point.
Hey, it seems like a great excuse for insurance fraud.
Yeah, I was about
Oh,
to say,
that is
were they
good.
short-staffed,
Yeah,
or did they
okay.
want to minimize company casualties?
Mhm.
Like,
Oh my gosh, that is right too. Wow.
you know?
Listen,
so-
there's only one definitive truth in our lives, and that is corporate greed will stop at nothing.
This is true.
This is
This is
very
true.
true.
Yes, that is true. Wow,
Um,
that's nuts though, James. That's actually really.
yeah,
That
it's
is
super
very
interesting.
interesting. I haven't actually
Seeing
heard
the
of this
photo
one
too
before.
is really nuts.
Yeah, you should look into. There was another part of this. I can't find it, but another part of this was, there were 2 ships that sailed out with the Titanic or the Olympic.
Yeah,
whichever one you believe.
Lusitania, or was it? One of
Yeah,
them?
that sounds about right. But one of them carried like tons and tons of lifeboats. That's pretty much all it had on it. And it's theorized that the plan, White Star Line, was going to send that out because they knew that the Olympic was going to sink. And in preparation to save everyone, they would send the boat out, and then with all the lifesavers, make everyone survive, save people's lives, however you want to call it. But it was one ship further than what it was supposed to be. So there were 3 ships in line, and it was supposed to be next to the Titanic, but it actually was the one further out. And they didn't get to the Titanic in time.
Wow.
Look more into that because I can't remember all the details about that part. But
Dang.
Oh.
kinda
Either
crazy.
I
way,
actually
though,
have
that's crazy.
another. No, I actually have another insurance fraud theory. The Death Star, right?
Oh my
my
I
God.
mean, the thing was designed with a fatal flaw that the Empire knew about, okay? They knew that fatal flaw was there. And then the guy who blew it up was the owner's son.
This is a fair point.
Oh my
This is
God.
very true.
Wow, Tyler. Wow. No way. Did he just bring that up?
Tyler just blew my mind.
All
No
right.
pun intended, huh?
I wanna go back to Jeremiah real quick. He wrote down something that I've always been interested in, but never had the time to actually look into, and that is Cicada-3301. I remember looking into it years and years ago. But can you please shed some light on that, because that's just so cool to me.
Yeah, absolutely. So, apologies for the more structured aspect of my own storytelling, but I do have a bit of an intro for this, so... Cicada-3301. An international group with unknown and possibly concerning interest. An independent group of coders seeking anonymity. Or perhaps something more than an elaborate game to amuse those with too much time on their hands. Of course, we're talking about Cicada-3301. Beginning as a singular puzzle in 2012 with encryptions, hidden data, and eventually an international scavenger hunt, this group posed a recruitment attempt for supposed like-minded individuals to prove their worth and dedication in solving these puzzles. After the second puzzle passed in 2013, the success rate of having completed this puzzle seems to have ended with the third and presently last puzzle, which originally aired in 2014. But this puzzle seems to have gone uncompleted, and entirely unresolved. This puzzle poses a book written by Cicada itself, and this is perhaps the most conspiratorial aspect of Cicada. But let's go ahead and dial things back a little bit. So, what is Cicada-3301 for those that aren't in the know? Well, to put it simply, it was a puzzle that was posed in 2012 on 4chan, back when that site was popular. It originally posed as nothing but a bit of text, the proposal that it was a puzzle to be solved, and that was it. It took people some time, but eventually they figured out the steps to decoding it. There was a lot of hidden information in that text, which eventually led to a puzzle, and eventually that puzzle led to an international scavenger hunt. If I remember correctly, the first puzzle had 5 locations across the globe. It was something like that. And in each location, it had a QR code that needed to be scanned in order to reveal a phone number. And after achieving this, only the first unspecified number of people found the phone number were accepted into a private final step to the puzzle. Of course, this is all but hearsay. Information about this final puzzle has never been revealed. After the apparent completion of this, Cicada then released a post, I think it was like a couple months later, that stated that they had completed their objective and found the like-minded individuals they were searching for. But a year later, a new puzzle was posted by them. To prove their authenticity, they also had a very specific cipher that they created that you had to use to indicate if it was actually by them. Don't ask me how they accomplished this, I don't know much about coding. But one way or another, this led to the second puzzle, where it also seemingly completed with a final mystery step that wasn't revealed to the public, and then a third test. But in the second puzzle, there was one bit of it that was out of place, something that wasn't used at all in the second puzzle, which was a series of ruins that appeared in the third puzzle a year later. A book published at least online, by Cicada-3301 called Liber Primus, or The First Book. As far as I'm currently aware, the entire book hasn't been deciphered yet. Out of its 89 pages, only 20-something were. And they include some very strange writings, very cultish-like phrases and ideologies. So this is where the conspiratorial part comes in. What is Cicada-3301 trying to accomplish? Publicly, they have stated, if you're to believe it, that they are some form of vigilante group, essentially, trying to vie for anonymity and privacy online. But this strange runic book that has very strange cult-like aspects to it raises the question of, what are they? And what are they trying to truly accomplish? And why do they suddenly disappear? The third puzzle was posted in 2014, and they have not been heard from since. For such a prolific group that seems to have international ties, after their recruitment, silence. I don't know. It's a really weird one, but I'm curious if you guys have any thoughts on it.
I was lost in how crazy that sounded.
Yeah, so after you talked about it, all of my research hit me like a brick. Like, when you started, I was just like, oh my gosh, I remember all of this. Because I did some research into this back in, I want to say 2016 or 17, when the third puzzle was still a few years fresh. But I remember back when I was, like, looking into it, very little, if any, of that book had been deciphered yet. And it is just so crazy. I watched a video recently, which is why I recognize it so quickly, that actually connected Cicada 3301 to compared and connected them to different other quote unquote conspiracy groups that exist. Personally, I don't think they're connected to any of those old-timey Freemasons like organizations who probably have the technological skills of our grandmother. But I thought it would be interesting that, you know, this Cicada 3301 could very well be a government-sponsored agency looking for different things, and it's interesting to compare them to other anonymous groups.
Mm-hmm.
The biggest one, obviously, being anonymous.
True.
Which is a very fun thought to have.
Indeed. No, it's fascinating, mainly on account of my personal assumption is that they finally got whatever it was that they were looking for, which is why they went silent. But it doesn't answer the question of what truly were they looking for in the first place. I don't know. It's a fascinating thing to consider.
Yeah, to me it sounds like they're looking for a like-minded individual. It sounds like they were trying to recruit somebody. So the challenges, the puzzle and whatnot, somebody would they designed the puzzle such that somebody with the skills they were looking for would do it, and then basically land an interview.
Have you guys seen the movie Social Networking?
With
Actually, no.
The Social Network?
Yes, that is the movie I thought of, but not what I meant. In Chuck, the TV show.
Yes.
Those are two very different things.
Very different things.
They are, but they're not, because they're both about like coding geeks. But also, what I was picturing was there's a scene in Chuck where he has to he basically has to break into the Federal Reserve and steal a penny and be the first one to do it, and that's just all I pictured the whole time you were talking.
Yeah, well, and that brings up the same idea.
Caleb, you're not the highly intelligent being they're looking for.
Story, bro.
Have any of you guys seen the Big Bang Theory episode where they do almost the exact same thing? And I wouldn't be surprised if the writers were actually inspired by Cicada 3301. But in the Big Bang Theory episode, they literally set up a internet, on the internet, they set up a puzzle for girls. They follow, they decode, they look into ancient Egyptian history or something and use foreign languages that nobody's ever heard of to find Sheldon the date. And I
Now, isn't
feel
that how Amy gets involved?
no. It was like
Oh.
it was like a Penny-like character shows up at the door 1 minute after the time. Like they set a time limit. They said like what 10:30. You must complete this puzzle by 10:30 on this date, and she comes at like 10:31. And Sheldon's like, "Oh, you were a minute late," and slams the door in her face. It reminded me of that a lot, and I feel like there is also the chance with Cicada that it was just a cruel joke to play on computer geeks with no time, or with all the time in
Indeed.
the world. I don't know if I was somebody like that who were super smart and had a little time to waste, I would definitely just prank all of the internet.
Absolutely.
It does sound fun to do if you had the time.
And the intelligence.
That is true.
That's probably where the leap comes in. For
Yeah.
You. Okay.
Yeah, I know. Even
Not
when you
calling
said that,
you
I thought
dumb.
you meant the leap in
Not-
my theory that it's all a joke, not the leap in the fact that I don't have the intelligence. So
I mean, these
there's-
people are
there's-
like, what, James?
There's another thing going off of that. The whole like tests and such. If we've got the time.